Welcome to another segment of Contemplative Aromatherapy for Transforming Consciousness. In our segment today, we're going to be using sandalwood oil to nourish ourselves spiritually, to increase our fortitude. Now, when we use an essential oil in a contemplative way, we are enhancing the qualities that the oil is giving us. So when we breathe in an oil, it gives us certain kinds of elemental and energetic properties. And if we meditate as we are inhaling the fragrance, we can notice those qualities more effectively, and we also enhance those qualities. So we're going to be studying sandalwood oil and its effects on our consciousness and our heart. And we're also going to be incorporating the use of sandalwood in a contemplative way into a universal meditation, because whatever qualities that we receive from the plants that are beneficial for us, we can also share with others using classical meditation techniques such as the Tibetan Buddhist Tonglen, taking and sending, which is simply a breathing exercise, a type of qigong, where we breathe in the pain and suffering of the world into the heart, and we transform it into light and various qualities such as loving kindness and compassion that we radiate to everybody universally. Or we can do this with one person who may be needing help, or it can be with a family or a group of people. So if you have sandalwood, you can join me, and otherwise, you can watch this video later and join me when you do have sandalwood. As usual, we can put some on a perfume strip like this. And sandalwood is also nice for anointing ourselves afterwards. So you can also put it directly on the fingertips. Now, sandalwood is in the category of fragrances that I like to call the sacred scents. And these are oils from woods and resins, mostly, that have been used for a very long time throughout history as part of human spiritual practices. Meditation, contemplation, prayers, offerings, thanksgiving, and so forth. And so sandalwood has a very long history of use throughout the Asian region primarily, and it is very well known as part of meditation practices because it is used in primarily the Buddhist temples in China and Japan, but in many other places as well. And it's used because it has a naturally calming kind of effect. The effect of sandalwood on consciousness could be called sattvic, meaning that it enhances the various spiritual qualities of the heart. And that includes a relaxing effect and an uplifting effect. Now, when we breathe the fragrance of one of these sacred scents that has been used for thousands of years by countless people as part of ceremony and prayer and meditation, we are also joining together with that experience energetically. And if we know that, we can join together with that consciously. So we are going to be breathing in sandalwood that has been used by millions and millions of people for thousands of years. And if we keep that in our mind, then we can also participate in that group prayer, that group meditation that has been going on for a very long time. So we can just start by slowly inhaling the fragrance of the sandalwood oil and noticing its fragrance and noticing its effects. One of the first things that we can become aware of is that sandalwood oil is produced in the heartwood of the tree. And that means something energetically. It's very different than a flower oil, which comes at a particular time of year and tends to be produced on a biorhythmic basis during the day or night. And so flower oils in a certain way are distilled essence of impermanence. They happen in a particular time, at a particular moment, in a particular season. And the oil conveys those energies to us. But sandalwood oil, agarwood oil, frankincense resin, palo santo wood, these kind of sacred scents from trees take a very long time to develop inside the tree. So what we are sampling when we smell sandalwood is the fragrance of the heart of the tree that has taken decades to develop inside the tree. In that sense, one of the things that we are receiving from the tree is the blessings of age and wisdom. We could say that the sandalwood tree is a botanical elder, and we are breathing in the fragrance that conveys the experience of many decades of being a tree. So as we breathe this into the heart, we can make a conscious connection with the heart of the tree. And so now we have two things that we can bring into our awareness that can give us spiritual nourishment. One is making a connection with the heart of the tree and its age and the time it took for the tree to produce this oil. And second, the shared collective meditation and prayers of everyone throughout history who has also experienced this fragrance coming into their heart. Now, as we inhale the sandalwood oil, we're going to smell certain kinds of aroma notes. We're going to smell soft, sweet wood notes. And these fragrances have an effect on our limbic system, and then on our nervous system, and then on our moods and our emotions. And so we can enhance certain moods and emotions by inhaling sandalwood oil. And as we do that, we can amplify those kinds of effects. And then we can start to share those with others through our meditation practice. So again, let's remember the practice of Tonglen, breathing in the pain and suffering of the world, whether it's an individual, maybe it's an elderly relative, your parent, maybe it's a child who has suffering, maybe it's just the community, maybe it's just the condition of the world. There's no shortage of opportunities to practice Tonglen, taking and sending meditation now. So we can breathe all of that in, and in the heart, we transform all of that darkness. And we send it back out by exhaling light and exhaling feelings of compassion and loving kindness. But now we can do this slightly differently. That's the classical meditation. What we can do now is we can nourish ourselves and fortify ourselves spiritually by breathing in the fragrance of the sandalwood into the heart. And what that will do is it will actually support the development of these kind of sattvic spiritual qualities in our mind that we can then send to others. So instead of doing taking and sending, we are nourishing ourselves first so that we can send more. Let's look now at the specific qualities that sandalwood gives us. First, we have already made a connection with the heartwood of the tree and its age, and we have made a connection with the larger history of its use. As we inhale sandalwood, we notice that it is soft and sweet. Soft and sweet have an effect on us, and sandalwood is known as being a sattvic oil that enhances feelings of loving kindness and compassion towards others. So we can breathe this fragrance in. We can feel how it helps us to become calmer, more clear, more relaxed, and in other words, have more compassionate energy for people. So we can breathe in the fragrance of the sandalwood, and then as we exhale, we can send the blessings of how we feel to others. And as we do this, we can go step by step with whatever kind of feelings we notice happening inside of us, and we can turn it into a prayer and a meditation for others. Sandalwood oil calms anxiety, and so we can breathe it in. And as we exhale, we can think in our mind, may all beings be free of anxiety, because we feel less anxious. As we breathe it in, we may feel more calmness. As we exhale, we can think a universal thought. May all beings have more calmness. As we inhale, we may notice that it gives us a kind of inner peace and contentment. As we exhale, we can send that thought that all beings can share in that. As we inhale, we notice that it gives us more mental clarity and wisdom and stability emotionally. And as we exhale, we can imagine that we are sending these qualities to everybody. So that's a very simple introduction to a practice that you can do using a very simple oil that has a long history of being used in this particular way. And we can connect to the trees, and we can connect to the heartwood, and we can connect to the collective use of this fragrance and all the history that it has been connected to. And we can use this fragrance and this type of meditation to nourish ourselves by feeding this fragrance to the heart, increasing these kind of feelings of the sattvic spiritual mind that's associated with the heart, and then sending those outward to bless everybody. So thank you for joining me in this short meditation instruction in this type of contemplative aromatherapy. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you are interested in getting your own sandalwood oil, you can see below that there is a discount code for doing that. So thank you again.